Okay, it's the third time I'm starting the video, so I don't care. I will just type it how it's typing. As you can see, it's my first video in English. I mean, as long as it's not in Russian and in French, right? It might be in English or Spanish. Why? Because my Facebook friends cannot stop asking me, I need a translation of your video, I need the subtitles, how you say it in English, I need the subtitles. And of course I cannot write the subtitles to all my video in Russian, so I decided to make at least one in English, and it will be, I hope it will be fun video about Ukrainian life in here. I mean in France, in Paris. First thing, you need to understand that, you know, it's not English, this language I speak, it's the stuff I invented based on English grammar. So first thing you can do, you can start right, oh, you make a mistake here, you made a mistake here, and you made a mistake here. Second of all, I would love to speak you Russian, but you don't speak Russian. Or I would love to speak you French, but my Russian speaking French don't speak French. Yes? Okay. So, otherwise you start speak Russian, all of you. Otherwise you will suffer from my English. Second of all, in this video I will speak about my difficult life in France, and I believe you have at least some sense of humor, so you would understand that I am not suffering. I don't hate people that much, and it was mostly to have fun. Even if I don't smile, you know, I can't smile, it just, you know, it doesn't work somewhere here. Even if I don't smile, I smile. I prepared a list, because it seems like speaking in English and thinking it's two different things that I cannot do in one time. So here it's written what to say, and let's do it. So, how is it to be Ukrainian in Paris? Let's start from your I mean French favorite question. And people. From favorite question of French people, how is it going? This, ça va. Let me to explain all of you, all Western people, why we Eastern people hate the question, how is it going? The thing is that in Russian culture, we don't actually have this question, how is it going? We say hello, and then we start to talk about whatever we want. So when someone really asks us, how is it going? We think that this someone is really interested in how is it going. And it's a fait mal. How do you say it in English, right? And it hurts, right? Because when you think about your life, you work 5 days per week, 2 days you have for yourself. In my case, in case of law student, I work 2 days of weekend as well. And if someone asks how is it going, it's like to ask a woman that is on a diet, how is it going your chocolate? Of course it's going bad. And you ask us how is it going, and we start to cry inside of us. So don't do it. You guys, you do understand that how is it going? It's like hello, nobody listen, how are you going? But for us, every time it makes us to think that it's not going that good. For example, with my close friends, this question is really forbidden. Advice. With all your Eastern European friends, just don't ask how they're going. As my father used to say, and he says it as well, even now, if he's alive, he's alive. So when I'm writing him in Facebook, and if he answers me, so he's alive, right? So he's going good. Okay, I was talking too much about it. Then, I really love this stuff about cold. When it's cold here in France, and it is cold, like when it's even +6, and when I say to one of my friends, or anybody I am with, oh, you know, it's kind of cold in here. Super funny, super interesting, super new phrase. But no, you're from Ukraine, you cannot be cold. I mean, if one day in French news you will see Ukrainian girl killed French person, it will be me. Let me explain you one more. No, not one more time. One time, and I believe the last one. My home city, Odessa, is just near Turkey. You know this place, Turkey. So you just go across the sea, or how would I say it in English, Black Sea, and it will be Turkey. And if you say that Turkish people has a lot of snow, a lot of cold. Okay, in my home city it's cold as well, but no, it's not cold. Now it's almost 12 degrees in December. So, if you say to a Ukrainian person that no, you cannot be cold, wear your t-shirt in January, not fun. Like, no, at all. Alright. One more favorite stuff. I mean, we're Russian Ukrainian people, we live in a cold country with a lot of vodka, right? It was fun. First 2 years. But then the final step, it was in the classroom here in Paris, where it's really cold. I used to drink a tea, but I had my thermos, or how you say it in English, so this huge bottle of something inside that you cannot see what is inside. And one girl, French girl, started from really far away. She was like, you're Ukrainian. How is it going in Ukraine? Is it true that Ukrainian and French girls look differently? First answer in my head was like, yes, of course, I mean, look at me, I look totally different than you. I said here something really polite. I'm trying to be polite with you guys. I said something, no, it's the same European, American cultures everywhere, the same stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, how do you say, pointing on my thermos. And what do you have there inside? She had assumed that I was drinking this stuff from my thermos during the whole lesson. It was at least 1 hour and a half. So she was like, what do you have inside of your thermos? I was like, right. We're talking about vodka or no? Of course, I didn't say it. I was like, tea. What do you think? What is it? She's like, oh, tea. Yes, I'm taking vodka in my thermos to a classroom. I mean, of course, it's not that easy for me to have all my classes in French, but not that difficult, so I would drink vodka to inspire myself. We don't drink. No. This was really funny. I really like to show my friends that not Russian or Ukrainian my laptop that still have Russian letters. So on my laptop I have Ukrainian, Latin symbol, and Slavic one. And I really like how they have fun of our letters. For example, the letter that for you guys is P, like, I don't know, Petersburg, it's for us R. The stuff that for you N, Nicola, for us it's E. The stuff that for us is P, my Mexican friends say that it's Stonehenge. Like it's, you know, like up, up, up. She said that it's Stonehenge. And a lot of letters have the same similar features, but they have totally different meaning. And I really love to show my friends some Ukrainian or Russian words, so they would try to read it. This is funny, okay. Something positive in here. Other stuff about languages in Ukraine. If you open Google Map, that you would never do, of course, you would see that Ukraine is divided just in the middle by the river. So starting almost à peu près from the 11th century, so almost 1,000 of years, Ukraine was divided just by this river. It was one part was Russian, other part was Polish, Hungarian, Austrian. So the part that was always Russian, people there speak Russian. The part is that closer to Poland, Hungary, the western part, they speak Ukrainian. They speak kind of two languages, they mix them. And it's actually almost all about language problem there. It's natural that we are, even in my home city in Odessa, that was in the Russian party always, part that was built by Ekaterina II, so the Russian imperatrice, that it's Russian-speaking city, and it has nothing to do with all this politics right now. But what makes me really fun? What makes me fun? No, it's not English. What makes me laugh? That here people think that we are bilingual, but like it's the stuff that we've been working for and about. I mean, of course, all of us speak two languages from I don't know, year or two when people start to speak. We speak Russian and Ukrainian. Especially people that live closer to Russia on the past Russian territories. Past, I mean Russian Empire during Tsar. So almost 100 years ago. We speak at home Russian, but in school we are taught in Ukrainian mostly. And it's really interesting how people count languages that we speak. For example, me, we can't say that I speak English, French and Spanish. 3 foreign languages. And they're like, oh, so you speak 5 languages? And I'm like, what? They're like, Russian, Ukrainian, and 3 foreign languages I already said. Okay. If it's count like real bilingual, okay, it's good. I can put in my CV that I speak 5 languages. But no. I mean, we had nothing done. We had nothing done to speak 2 languages. It's like our nature. So I don't think that people really should say, oh, how cool you are, you speak already 2 languages. No. Okay, it was not interesting. When this political stuff just started, Crimea, Crim in Russian, Putin, war, Donetsk, Donbass, almost 2 years ago, every person that I met, after a question, what's your name, where are you from, they asked me, how is it going in Ukraine? First, I don't know how is it going in Ukraine because I was already in Spain. I lived in Spain first year of my immigration. And second of all, you know, when you ask a question, how is it going in Ukraine? And when you are not satisfied with an answer, I don't know, watch news, you continue eating your huge hamburger or you continue drinking your beer and you say, oh, you know, I suffer so much with your nation. I feel it's really bad. I mean, otherwise you go and make war and help Ukrainian people. Otherwise you eat your hamburger. But, I mean, I'm suffer so much, but now I will go out with my girlfriend. No, you're not suffering, so don't, how we say in Russian, don't fuck my brain with your suffering. We can talk about art. And why should we speak about politics? Why should we speak, as I usually say, why should we speak about work of other people? I mean, politicians don't speak about my work, about my suffering with the law. Why should I speak how it's difficult for them? No. It's their work, I have my job. Other stuff. I really love, of course, no, how men say, oh, you're from Ukraine, all Ukrainian girls are so beautiful. And I'm like looking on my sports shoes, on my jeans, thinking about my face, that I don't put makeup on. I mean, this, what I have now, let me show you. Up, this and this is the maximum that I can put on myself. And I'm like, right, Ukrainian girls are beautiful. And why do you think I have my passport? I mean, really, it's so cheap. All Ukrainians are so beautiful. No, no! Those professional brides that come in Europe is other stuff, but... One more time, you better invite me in Louvre than say that Ukrainians are beautiful, and by Ukrainians you think about all those hookers that come in Europe, and not Ukrainian that came to study. Awful word, hookers, right? Super anti-polit correct, or how do you say it? The interesting thing about us, I mean, Eastern culture, that we're not trying to be nice. Here people think that we're aggressive, new word, but I would like to explain you that it's just we're lazy. We don't want to ask how are you doing. We don't want to be polite because it takes energy and it takes time. Why should we spend our time with everyone? No, we're not aggressive. We're way much more maybe nice than all those people that will not leave you alone. At least you will ask, and you, how are you doing? But as long as we cannot smile, people think that we are awful. Right. Other stuff that I really love about France, that it seems like cheese is a really part of culture. I mean, we wouldn't say the names because I'm afraid. But there is one person that says that I do not know how to cut cheese. I mean, I take cheese, I take knife, and I put knife on the cheese. There should be some culture in cutting cheese. This is funny, this is interesting. But now I don't know how to cut cheese. Other stereotype. That's Ukraine, post-Soviet country. So everywhere in Ukraine we have this, let's call it box. You know, cheap and absolutely not pretty buildings that are made to put a lot of people there. Like, I don't know, like those ones in France. Paris, capital of culture. And I really don't like when people in aggressive forums say, oh yeah, of course you are from Ukraine. I'm sorry, I'm from Ukraine, I don't know to use iPhone, but it's my only problem. You're from Ukraine, so obviously you don't have any interest in architecture in there because it's a Soviet country, just box. No. For example, Odessa, my home city, was built in 19th century, and Ekaterina II, the imperatrice in French, that she's invited Italian architect. Oh, it's really better than if I speak French. Italian people to build our city. So our classical architecture is built on your European one. So, I mean, if you say something against our Odessa city, so there is nothing to see in Paris neither. And you know that, for example, Saint Petersburg, or how you say it, Petersburg, is built, at least the idea was to build it like a European city. I cannot be quite sure, but maybe as a model it's the Paris that was took as a model. Voila. Kiev, the city that was built in 5th century, that has churches from the 13th. And for those of you who can be interested, Google please Empire of Stalin. In Russian it's Stalinsky Empire. Empire of Stalin. Okay, the style of architecture that was invented. Really difficult to speak English after stupid French. That was founded during the Stalin era. Of course, you can make those super funny jokes about Gulag, but Empire of Stalin, Empire of Epoch of Stalin is also really interesting. And you can see some buildings of it in Kiev. Summing up, no, in Odessa or in Ukraine we don't have just Soviet box. We have some architecture from 13th century, from 18th century, and even Soviet architecture can be interesting. Up. Right, other stuff. As long as I'm from post-Soviet country, I don't know anything about European culture, like anything. I mean, capitalistic European culture. I've been asked if I don't know what it means Pepsi Cola. I've been asked if I do understand what it means after work. You know this, at least in France they have it, I don't know if they have it somewhere else. Every Thursday, here they start to go out Thursday. So after work it's party that you go after work. I've been asked if I do understand what it means Christmas. Of course. I wake up, I take my beer, I go to KGB, I drink vodka. How can I know what Christmas means? From Christmas we can continue about church. People here think that Soviet power, Soviet era politics has destroyed all church in Soviet Union. Like, all church. You do understand that it can cost a lot of money, so no. One more time, example of my Odessa city. Odessa, we don't have small cities in Ukraine. Our cities maybe even bigger than European. For example, my home city Odessa has more than 1 million population. It's not the biggest one in Ukraine. So, in my home city, they did destroy one church, the most important one, the church of region, or how you say it, Кафедральный собор in Russian, but they did not destroy each one. And even during Soviet era, at least when my parents were young, so it is at least in it was of course after Stalin, but people could still go to church. And for example, Easter, oh yeah, I was looking for a word, during Easter, yes, it was like high security level on the streets near the church. It was a lot of police, we called it militia, but people could go to church, do all those rituals, go back home. Nothing could happen to people, nothing could happen to church. They did make one more time those showing up events like destroying several churches to say that no, there is no religion anymore, but to destroy each church in each city, I believe it's at least expensive. So religion stayed in our country for each of them, each of Soviet person that wanted to stay religious. Okay, no one could be killed just because he said God bless you. And Ukrainian people from Russian party, they said they used still to say, and it's our parents and grandparents that taught us to say God bless you. Here I never saw people say it, and I don't care. I do understand that it's more old tradition. I saw it in some books. Back there in post-Soviet country, we still say God bless you. Voilà. What else? The stuff that was funny here in France, that when I first saw guys, I mean people that are men and not women, it's super important to know, drinking vodka, but like a cocktail, so a bit of vodka and a lot of juice. Yes, as I said, we don't drink vodka every day and every morning, but we find it's a bit girlish when you don't drink your vodka by shot. Okay, I find it a bit girlish. And I taught friends of my boyfriend to drink vodka comme il faut. So, small shot and small, how you say it, I should never speak about Russian tradition, concombre, cornichon. I believe that it exists in English as well. So, I mean, yes, in the East, they used to say that here in Europe, there is a lot of people of not that macho. Yes, when you drink your vodka with juice, it's not that macho. You can stop talking to me, but no. I really like other question. When native people got to know that I have a boyfriend, they ask me, oh, he's Ukrainian. And I'm like, no. How many chances that I can find Ukrainian guy here in France? I mean, it's a little bit more chances to find a French guy in France than Ukrainian. But I do understand that it's from the stereotype that immigrants, they cannot assimilate as they stay in their small community. But it makes me suffer when you fuck my brain every time with the same question. You have a boyfriend, is he Ukrainian? No. We can talk, even if we Eastern people hate people, even if we're sociopath, even if we don't like to answer the question, how are you doing? We still can communicate with Western people if we drink a lot of vodka every day, every morning. Other stuff from our Eastern people, when they get to know that my boyfriend is French, they're like something like this. So it's really surprising. One more time, because yes, it's true, for immigrants it's difficult to assimilate, and there is a lot of couple that stay stay national. I mean, Russians with Russian, Ukrainian with Ukrainian, French with French, maybe. So I need to talk with all of girls, like, how is it going? How he is, your French guy? And I'm like, he looks like a person, like a real human being. I mean, he is French. No one perfect, right? No one can be, not everyone can be Ukrainian or speak Russian. I mean, French guys, like, they're still guys. Now I believe that all French guys will kill me one more time. I want to say that you're nice. That's what I want to say. With strange words. And I believe I will finish with almost the same topic and subject I started with. The thing that you may consider not polite. We don't like the question, how is it going? Because yes, we think that you really are interested in our life, and life is not that good sometimes, often. Like now, there is no sun, so it's not good already. And we don't kiss. I mean, we don't kiss with... It's funny how I say it. We don't kiss when we say hello. We do kiss with our best friends, someone with family member, but we never kiss when we just meet a person. So it's not like, hello, my name is Marina. I can do it, I do it. When I come and there is a huge company of 10 person, I do go and kiss each of them. But if I could not do it, I would rather reach home. I mean, it takes time. I do remember my first day in Spain when yes, it was really first day, and the guy, it was my, this buddy program. So this buddy took me to some fete, really awful French language. He just made me forget English. To some party, and each friend of them came to say hello to me. And the first guy that said me, hello, my name is, I don't remember what, and he kissed me. I had the face like this. I didn't want it, but I mean, the person that attacked you with kisses, it makes us suffer. At least it scares us. So don't kiss us, and don't ask if we are doing good. The best stuff that you can do with... Oh, no, let's start from a bit far away. If you are still interested in Eastern people, I mean people, not just girls, the best thing that you can do is invite us to museum. When I say us, it's me. You can invite me to museum. I mean, I'm working whole day with all those droit fiscal, droit bancaire, droit pénal des affaires. It's kind of not that interesting, and I'm staying all alone in Paris for Christmas. So I would never answer on your question, is it going good? And I would love not to kiss you, because it takes time. But if we are going to Louvre on une comédie française, you can make some small, poor Ukrainian girl really happy. Ask your questions in comments, in Facebook, in Vkontakte if you have Vkontakte, and I make other videos about it. I hope you did understood my English, that is not really English, and I would love you to speak Russian. It will be easier for all of us. Goodbye!